And it's that most wonderful time of the year, but it can sometimes feel a little bit forced, a little bit stressful. This weekend's events probably have you feeling a little bit wrapped around the axle, especially if you've got people who are affected by that storm who are supposed to fly in, or maybe you're supposed to fly out. Leigh Richardson is founder and clinical director of the Brain Performance Center in Dallas. And good morning, Leigh.
Hi, LaDonna.
So there's a lot to look forward to, and most of us do. We look forward to getting together with our families and buying presents and opening presents, but it's difficult to coordinate everything, and people are feeling that too. So what do they do about it?
Well, you're right. The holidays are so intensified, and that with that intensity comes some goodness, but also comes a lot of stress. And I think the first thing that people need to realize is there just is not enough time to do everything. Because we all want to. We want everything to be perfect. We know that our Aunt Susie loves red roses. We want to have some of those on the Christmas table. We just think about everything we can do to create the perfect Christmas. And really what we need to do is stop and think about what we can do to have the calmest, most stress-free Christmas.
So let's talk a little bit about gift buying, because some people feel really guilty and they make themselves spend too much money on gifts, more than they can afford. Why do we do that, and how can we convince ourselves to maybe knock it down a notch and not go hog wild?
Well, you brought up a really good point, because we want to give. And while I've had clients, I've had friends tell me while I was buying it, the only thing that was going through my head was, I so cannot afford this. But they go ahead and they do it. And that's the stress that we feel on ourselves to give to other people. And at the same time, what we're doing is we're beating ourselves down about it. Doing things that you don't need to be doing brings out shame and blame. And that gift giving it's lovely. And after one day, you've forgotten about it, but that nasty self-talk still going on in your head about it.
Well, let's try to minimize that. How do we minimize our stress, and what are some good strategies for coping with it when we have those moments when we really feel it?
Well, I think the best thing to do is just try to change your perspective in a stressful situations. I mean, a lot of times we'll feel it in our body. The body keeps score of everything going on in our head. Maybe we get a headache. Maybe we have tense muscles. We feel that stress. And when you feel it, stop and pay attention to it. And what I tell a lot of people is sit down, get grounded, feel the balls of your feet connect to the ground, and focus on your breathing. Just put one hand on the belly button and the other on the knee, and just breathe as slowly as you can. Because if you change your breath rate, you change your heart rate. And if that heart quits beating quite so fast, that kind of takes us out of that fight, flight, or freeze mode that we tend to get in when we get real stressed out.
All right. Licensed professional counselor Leigh Richardson, who has the Brain Performance Center in Dallas. Always good to talk to you, Leigh, and Merry Christmas.